Hey yo, what is up, legends? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going through a full PPC guide to get yourself up and kick started when you're launching your brand, and give you everything you're going to need to understand in order to get your product showing up before you've got any of that social proof, before you've got those reviews, so that people can see it and they can start buying. Let's get straight into it. So you're obviously going to need an Amazon Seller Central account. The little card is going to be popping up here, for which I've already done a video on how to set that up. So if you haven't done that, jump in and make sure you do that first. Today's video, I'm going to be, as far as the strategy goes, talking about Amazon Australia, but all of the concepts that I talk about apply straight to the US. They're just going to be on a bigger scale and scaled up, which I'm going to be talking about as well. But if you get any value from this video, as always, if you could invest in that like button, it would help me out so much. It's totally free. It helps the algorithm show that I'm putting in hard work and making good videos, and it allows other people to get this content and help them get on the process of changing their life as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'm going to be going between the camera and my screen just to show you in depth the different ways, but let's jump straight into it. Alrighty, so the first thing I'm going to show you today is how to do keyword research to find the winning keywords that you're going to want to use for your product. I'm then going to show you how to set up the different types of campaigns. So I'm going to cover a automatic campaign and then a sponsored product campaign. There are also a couple of different campaigns. Okay, so there's your sponsored brand and your sponsored display. I'm going to have a more in-depth video for those, as they take up a bit more time and they're a bit more advanced. But for today and just getting started, all you're going to need to know is your automatic campaign and your sponsored products campaign. So to start off with the keyword research, I'm in my seller research tool. I use ZonGuru. You can also use Helium 10, Jungle Scout, whatever it is you want to use. This is just my choice. And we're going to jump over to the tool here, which is Keywords on Fire. So as we can see here, we're going to be searching for some keywords in the Australian market. And the little product we're going to use is going to be always the tester one I use for my videos. If you've seen it before, is the pregnancy pillows. So we're going to go add products by phrase. So we can click here. And the phrase we want to use is pregnancy pillows. We've got our marketplace selected, and we're going to hit search. And what this is going to do is it's going to bring up all the products that show up under that keyword. So what you want to do is you want to scroll through and just check if there's anything that isn't relevant, because sometimes it might show up a book or just a different type of product. Maybe in this case it's like a back massager or something. That's not the kind of thing, the keywords we want to be looking for. But we've just seen there's none there, so we're going to go select all. It selects all those products, and we're going to go add products. So you can see it'll automatically add all those ASINs in for us. We want to go session name, so we're just going to put Nancy Pillows, I definitely spelled that wrong, YouTube test. And I don't need any tags in there. We're going to go run keyword analysis. It says fresh data on the way. We can see it's working. It's going to create those keywords for us, and you'll see in a sec, it's going to switch over to complete, and we can go in and check out those keywords. Alrighty, so we can see here that it says complete now. We're going to hit the little eye icon and jump in. And we can see that up the top here, it's got there are 299 unique keywords. Of course, we're not going to be using all of them. We're going to be able to filter it. But the total revenue over those is 627,000, and the search volume is 36,390. So we come down here, and what it's going to have is the whole list of keywords that have led to a sale of any one of those products. And I always just like to filter it via the ZonGuru score, as that's a combination of all the different metrics. So it's going to combine if it's got the best search volume, the best sales, the most relevancy. So it's always good just to filter via that. So then we can see here that we've got some keywords: maternity pillow, maternity pillows, pregnancy pillow, body pillow, pregnant pillow, that are all sort of like our top ones. We can see what sort of search volume they're showing up. So we've got 400, 900, this one's over 2,000. And then a really good thing we can use is we can see how many of those top 25 competitors have that keyword in their title. So we can see here, only 15 of the competitors are using the term maternity pillow, whereas down at pregnancy pillow, there's 17 of the top 25. So that means automatically by putting that keyword in our title, we're going to be ranking above and have a better SEO setup listing than the other listings that don't use that keyword. Another really good metric here, we can see the ZonGuru launch. So it shows how many units you'd have to sell a day in order to get onto page 1 for that keyword. So because this is Australia, we can see it's a bit of a smaller scale. You'd only have to sell 3 for maternity pillows or 6 here for the pregnancy pillows. And the last metric that I like to look at here is it shows us the PPC bid. So it lets us know like an estimate of what people are having to bid to get a position for that keyword. So we can automatically see if it's going to be really expensive for us. And in this case, maybe like the $1.27, that's getting a bit expensive, but that's for the main keyword. And as you see, when we set it up, we'll put some processes in place so that we don't get charged a heap of money. So we're going to keep that tab open. We're going to come back to it later. So we now have some keywords we're going to want to target, but we're going to come over to our Amazon Seller Central account, of which we have our Amazon ads account. So this is the dashboard here. And this is my little tester one that I use for YouTube. So we're going to jump straight in. We're going to hit create campaign. And the first type of campaign we're going to set up is an automatic campaign. So it's very easy to set up. And what it's going to do is it's just going to go through and test out keywords and different products that it thinks is best for your product to be advertised on. So sometimes it's going to show ones that are completely irrelevant, and other times it's going to find keywords that you didn't even know were good for your product. So we're going to come in here to the sponsored products and we're going to hit continue, and it's going to take us to the dashboard to create our first ad. So we're going to name the ad group here. I always like to have a system when I name my ads, but it's totally up to you with what you do. But we're going to put here, I go 01 as it's the first one we're doing. This is going to be a sponsored product, auto, because it's an automatic. And then the product we're using is the pregnancy pillow. So that way I know this is the first one, what type it is, and what product. Next, we come down, we're going to select our pregnancy pillow. It's obviously out of stock because it's not a real product. We're going to hit add and then scroll on down. Now for this one, we're going to be leaving it on automatic targeting. The next campaign we're setting up, we're going to be using the manual targeting. So we'll come down, we'll leave our default bid at $1. So this is the amount that you are paying in order for your product to be advertised. So it's kind of like a real life auction. So if you imagine you've got your little man there who's got his amount he's allowed to spend, and all your competitors have got their little mans there with their amount that they want to spend. So Amazon will be like, how much are we willing to pay for this ad? And if you've got it set at $1, you can be like, I'll spend $1. But someone else might be like, we're going to spend $1.20 or $1.50 because they have a bit more to spend. But everybody has a daily budget that they can spend for the day. So let's say you're only spending $1, but person number 2 is spending $1.20. They're going to get the ad until they've spent up all of their daily budget. So let's say they have $10. They spend all $10 for the day, so then they can no longer bid. So if you're the next highest person, and you're saying, I'm still spending $1 per click, you will then get the next showing because that person's not there to take it off you anymore. And of course, you get charged when somebody clicks on your ad. So if we have a look here, so we've got here, these are some people who are advertising with sponsored products. If I was to click on this ad now, they would be charged the amount that they bid for the ad. I'm obviously not going to click on it, and don't ever do that to people's ads. It's a dog move, and a lot of bigger companies out there sit there and they can try and destroy your campaigns by clicking on all your ads. So don't be that person, but that is how you will always charge for the ad. You won't always get charged the exact amount you're bidding. There are factors that go into it, and you're allowed to put in an element that allows your bid to be increased or decreased by Amazon, but I'm going to cover that more in the advanced training, so don't stress about it now. For now, for the automatic campaign, we're just going to leave it at the suggested bid here. So we click that, and then we're just going to monitor it. If it looks like we're spending a lot, we can turn it down. If it looks like we're not getting enough traction, we can always put it up later. So we're going to leave it at there. The negative keyword targeting, I'm going to go over a bit more in the advanced training, but it's pretty much just like I mentioned before, when your automatic campaign is searching for keywords for you. And maybe for the pregnancy pillow, it targets something like dog pillow, right? It's still got pillow, so it thinks it's relevant, but we know that it's not relevant. So we don't want people clicking on our ad for that and spending money when they're looking for a dog pillow, not a pregnancy pillow. So if we have a look and we find our automatic campaign is searching every now and then for dog pillow, we're going to put the words dog pillow into the negative keyword targeting. So that means that the automatic campaign will no longer search for the terms dog pillow, which is going to save us money. And then there's also negative product targeting, which is the exact same thing. So you can either target for a keyword, which we just saw when we typed in pregnancy pillow. We can see these ones here are targeting it for a keyword. But let's say I click on this listing here, which is organic. You can also pay to have your product target someone else's product. So if we see here, we scroll down, this one right here, or this one here, they're paying to target this ASIN exactly. Okay? So you can target either someone searching a particular term, or you can also target when someone clicks on someone else's product, so yours shows up there as well. So when we're looking at the negative product targeting, it's just like the keyword targeting. If our automatic campaign shows our product on someone else's dog pillow listing, they're not really related, are they? So then we can take that product, the dog pillow product, and we can put it in there so that our automatic campaign doesn't target it any further. So when you're just getting started, you're not going to put anything in there. It's not until about the week or the 2-week mark where your campaign is going to show you the bad keywords, the stuff we don't want it to target, and then we can just copy and paste it from there. I'll show you some examples in my advanced training. We then come down to the campaign bid strategy. At the moment, just leave it on bids down only. You don't need to worry about the fixed bids or the up and down bids. That'll be something we'll cover in the advanced training, and that's what you'll need once you've sort of got started. And then we're going to leave it with no end date. Our start date is today. You can set a daily budget. I usually like to start with just $10. And then monitor it. If it fills up that really quickly and we're making sales, I'll then increase it. But if we're just filling it up every single day super quick and I don't want to be spending a lot of money, you can bring it down as well. So then we're just going to you would hit launch campaign and your campaign would be up and running. I can't click launch campaign here because I don't have any stock in for the product. And then all it's going to do is take you back to your advertising dashboard. So that's your automatic campaign all set up and it would be ready to go. So next we're going to do a manual targeting campaign. So it's the exact same way. We hit create campaign and then we're going to select the sponsored product again. So we hit continue. Exactly the same. You're going to select your product that you're going to want to advertise. So we want our pregnancy pillow. We're then going to click on in here. So we're going to go 01, sponsored product, except this time it's going to be a manual campaign and there's 3 different types. You can either do an exact campaign, a broad campaign, or a phrase campaign. I'll cover the broad and the phrase campaign in the advanced training, but for today, we're just going to be doing an exact campaign. So that means our product is only going to show up when somebody searches the exact phrase that we put in here. So what we're going to put is exact, and the product is the pregnancy pillow. So again, we know exactly what's in this campaign. So we're going to scroll down and instead of automatic targeting, we're going to select manual targeting. And we can see here, we can either select to target a keyword or to select to target someone's product. So just for now, we're going to leave it at the keywords. If you did want to target the products, you can either 1, go along and find your top competitors and take their ASINs and you would just paste it in here. Or before, when we were on ZonGuru, remember we searched by phrase and it automatically pulled all of those ASINs in. You can then just copy them and paste them straight in here. Targeting a product is usually quite cheap, so it's okay if you want to do like all 25 of the products, because it's usually only like 5 or 10 cents per product, especially here on Amazon Australia. So we're going to scroll down now to our keyword targeting. Now, Amazon automatically have suggested keywords, but I never really like to go that way. I like to click across here to enter list, and this is where we're going to put in the keywords from our ZonGuru results. And you'll see here, it's automatically got broad, phrase, and exact ticked. We're going to untick broad and phrase because we just want the exact campaign. So what we're going to do then is go back to ZonGuru and we're going to come across here and we want to get the keywords that we're going to want to put in. Now, to be able to copy and paste them much easier, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go select all of the keywords and I'm going to export it as an Excel file. So that will download and we'll open it up. And now you can see there's a lot on here, but we don't really need to worry about anything other than these keywords. And we've got our first couple here. And so for today, I'm only going to do, I'm not going to do 10 because that's a misspelling. But let's just do the top 9 for today. And I'm going to copy those and come back to our ad campaign, come down to the little box and paste each of those in. And once they're pasted in there, you might actually notice on my keywords here that there's a couple of them that are misspelled. And now that's totally fine if you have some of those, because sometimes when people are searching, especially a word like pregnancy, which I think is commonly misspelled, people will misspell it when they're searching. So it just means that some of the higher keywords for you are when people misspell it, so you're just going to be covering all bases there. So then once we've got all our keywords in, we're going to hit add keywords. And for some of them, it looks like because they have such a small search volume, because in Australia, some of them are really small, that it doesn't have a suggested bid, which is totally fine. So we're just going to leave it at what they have there, $1, and hit add keywords. Remember, all of your bids you put in, you can always change later. So don't be afraid when you put it in, it is something we can fix. And so now we're just going to go along and check what they have for the suggested bid. So that we can see here the top 2 were the ones with the lower search volume, so it didn't really have a suggested. But here our first one, maternity pillow, it shows that the suggested bid is 86 cents. And sort of the range that people have when they're bidding for it is between 78 cents and $1.23. Now for an exact campaign, especially here in Australia when the search volume and the amount of people competing is a lot smaller, I generally like to start off at the bottom of the suggested range. So we're going to change it to 78 cents because a lot of the time Amazon just likes to take your money. So if you have it a bit higher, even when maybe you could have bid a bit lower, even if you have the dynamic bids down, Amazon is just going to take your money regardless. So I always like to start a bit smaller, and then we can always monitor it. And if we're not getting a lot of traction, we can just change it so our bids are a bit higher. So you would go along and change each of those to the bottom range. And then we would scroll down. Again, you have your negative keyword targeting. We don't need to worry about that on our exact campaign. We're going to leave it at dynamic bids down only. And something that I would usually leave for the advanced training, but I'm going to cover it in today, just because this is a launch video. You can change how much you increase your bid by for either the top of the search and the product pages. So just meaning if you really want your product up the very top of when people search, you can increase how much your bid would be here. And then the same for on someone's product page. So when I'm launching, I like to be a little bit more aggressive. So for the top of the search page, I like to put 180%. It's going to let me do it. 180, you can do it. Sweet, there we go. So you do have to monitor it and make sure, because it can be a really large increase. But what that means is in pretty much every single case, my bid is going to show up on the top of that first page before everyone else's. And especially here for Amazon Australia, because it's such a low amount of people competing and it's smaller search volumes, nearly every single time with those settings, I'm going to show up above everyone else. If it's in the American marketplace, it's a bit more competitive, higher search volumes. You're going to have to monitor it a bit more closely, and maybe you change that down to 150, 100%, just so you're not spending heaps and heaps of money every time someone clicks on your listing. And then for the product pages, I leave this at 50%. That one, I usually don't have to change, so that's okay. You can monitor it, but if you're getting really high cost per clicks, it's usually this 180% that you just need to turn down a little bit. We're then going to come down again, our daily budget. I leave it at 10. And we'd hit launch campaign. And then just like that, you'd have your very first sponsored product campaign up and running with your metrics installed so that you're able to launch the product aggressively. And there you have it, guys. So you're all set to do your own keyword research, set up your very first automatic campaign, and set up an exact sponsored product campaign or an exact sponsored keyword campaign. So with that, that's all you need to get launched. In my advanced training, I'm going to be going over how to do a broad campaign and a phrase campaign, as well as a sponsored brand and a sponsored display. If you have any questions or you felt like I've missed anything out, please leave them down in the comments. I always read through them all and reply, or come along to our Sunday product talk. I go live on YouTube here on Sunday for an hour where I go through different product research and looking at products where I say whether or not I think they're a good idea or why I would leave them alone. And if you come along, you can always ask me questions about an idea you have or something you're struggling with, and I'll always do my best to help you out and provide you with feedback. If you're struggling with any other areas and launching your own Amazon brand, I have a playlist linked below that shows my full setup. I've gone through how to set up your seller account, how to source a product, how to find a winning product, and how to get it shipped and how to pack it. It's everything you need to launch your own Amazon brand in 2023, but I can only show you the knowledge. You can always lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So I've shown you how to launch your brand. You have to go out and do it. Don't just sit around talking about it or thinking you're going to do it each day, because always remember you're only one product away from living the life you dream of. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, we have the masterclasses starting from next week. So I'm going to be having a link below soon that shows you in depth how I created my $100,000 a month brand. I'm going to be going along with that for you guys live. So keep an eye out for the link. You can reserve your spot to watch that personal training. But otherwise, I hope you guys have an amazing day. I'm so proud of you for watching this training and taking another step forward. And I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Have an amazing day. See you guys later.